Hi guys. Okay, it should all be working now, I think. Yeah, it's been like a whole week of just scuff and weird. I don't like. I've never really had these problems with my streaming software and with YouTube and Twitch, respectively, and now, like, all this week, I've just been getting them literally every day. And, sorry about that. It's like a new thing every day, too. I don't know what happened. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. It seems like when I started streaming, just now I clicked, like, go live, start streaming, and then YouTube made, like, a duplicate stream for me, and so there was 2 streams up, and like all of my like inputs and signals and chat was coming from like 2 different places. So it was whatever. It's fixed. I think it should be all good now. I think it should just be one YouTube chat, and Twitch I think was on the waiting room for like 10 minutes, but it should all be fine now. But that being said, I did not make a post on Twitter, so I'm gonna do that really quick. Wait 1 second. But this is good. I mean, this is fine. We'll settle in. I hope you guys are doing okay. Thanks for coming in early and waiting. So listen to me type for a bit. And let me chat up here. Okay, but now everything seems to be working. It's fine. I'm getting chat messages. They're sending in from the right place, not some old stream. It's good. All VR time. Let me just get my correct stream URLs. And we should be good. Thanks for waiting. Sorry about that. It's lunchtime for me. I was asleep and my dogs howling and woke me up. Aw. I don't remember if you told me before. What kind of dogs do you have? I think today probably I want to say it'll be like chill, but I do want to get this done pretty quickly because I have other things I need to do, whether that's drawing or I don't want to say like playing video games is like a really important task I need to do, but I do have some things getting done. Border Collie and 2 Jack Russell. I love Jack Russells. They're so smart. They're so cute. I love border collies too. All dogs are good. Hi, Pika. Let me just test my brush settings because I should play more games, but I don't. I understand. Like, I love, obviously, like I love playing video games, but I think with a lot of hobbies, it's kind of a thing of, you know, that you're gonna be sitting there for a while and doing this one thing and being focused on one thing. So, especially if you're like a little busy, you think like it's kind of hard to not think, oh well, I could be using my time better for stuff, right? That's me with like movies a lot. Like I like watching movies and TV shows and stuff, but I'm always like, well, if I start watching this movie, that means I'm gonna be here for the next 2 hours, and like, don't I have other things to do? Like maybe watching a movie right now is not the best, but it's really not that much time, and you always just keep like putting it off and off and off. I have all the free time, but I don't. How am I doing today? I'm doing okay. I like woke up kind of late, honestly. I'm still a little I'm not actually that tired, but I guess I'm just trying to make sure everything is good because once again, the ongoing theme this week is I've gotten some scuff. YouTube this time didn't want to work with me. But other than that, I'm doing okay. Just having some coffee before I start. Are you watching the original Lilo and Stitch, or are you watching the recent live action remake? My scroll wheel is a little stuck. My jacks are a menace to society. Are they like yappy? Yeah, I think purebreds are more likely to have problems, and mutts are like, they're just cute, I think. I don't really, I know it sounds like I have a lot of coffee, but it's really just because I have coffee like while I'm on stream. I usually just drink like 1 cup a day in the morning. But sometimes I have tea while I'm on stream too. Hello. Teddy and Dobby are cute names for Jack. Just try to get like 1 good line down, and this 1 good line was made up of 10 lines, which is not a good habit. Oh, Teddy Bear, that's a cute name for a Jack. I love coffee and I need it every morning. I try all day. I don't really feel that you know, like I need the caffeine from coffee. It's yeah, I think I said this yesterday actually, that it's more that I like just a warm drink in the morning, so it doesn't have to be coffee as long as it's like a warm drink is pretty nice. But it also depends, like if I'm on vacation I prefer like a cold drink, like orange juice or like a chocolate milk or something. Let me also We'll put like the preview window there. Hopefully that doesn't block anything too much. I do like coffee. I tell myself to buy a coffee maker, but I don't. We received our coffee maker as a Christmas gift, I believe, so we didn't actually buy ours. We used to make it like each cup, you know, you'd put like the grinded beans in the paper filter that has like the handles on top of the cup, and we'd make like one cup individually, but then we asked for a coffee maker for Christmas. I mean, if you're young, I think it's like hard to like coffee when you're young, but I don't know. I started liking coffee kind of by accident. I was also like a hot chocolate before school person, kid. So I would like a lot of like the sweet drinks when I was younger, like a teenager. And so like I could drink like a frappuccino, but I couldn't really drink regular coffee because it was too bitter for me, or you know, whatever. And when I got into university, there was a Starbucks pretty much like on our campus, and that was close to one of my classes. So in the colder months, I would go there and I would get like a tea or a hot chocolate or something before my class, because also this was a really boring class. And one day they messed up my order, and I wasn't really mad about it. But it was like very clearly, I don't even remember what it was anymore, but it was very clearly like a coffee drink when I like ordered some chocolate drink or something. And I was like, okay, like my class starts, I'm not gonna, you know, make a scene and say like, hey, my order's wrong, and this tastes good actually, so I'll just take it. And then it was from that mistaken order that made me start liking coffee. And then I was like, okay, well, actually, this is good, so I'm just gonna try other ones. And then, each time I would like it just a bit more. And then there was another time, like my order got mistaken again, and they just gave me like straight black coffee. And I was like, oh no. And then it was the same thing where it's like, I need to go, like my class starts soon, I need to like go. So that's how I learned like how to put in all the sugar and milk and creamer and whatever to make like a coffee to your liking. So it was really I ended up liking coffee on accident. And then I liked coffee, but I didn't really drink it a lot. I would just kind of like order it at cafes if I was in the mood. But now I'm drink it kind of regularly because we went camping once, and we thought it would be a really nice thing to do during camping. To like, so if you've gone camping, you know that you kind of wake up with the sun, like no matter what. So we're like, oh, it would be really nice if we just made fresh coffee and just like sat in our camp chairs and watched the sunrise. And so we did that, and it was really good. And we just couldn't stop. I don't know, maybe it's because we were really tired, but we just couldn't stop talking about like, this coffee is really good. Like, this is pretty good coffee. And then from there, we just like made coffee regularly. My coffee needs to be sweet. Like, you typed sweat, but I think that you mean sweet. The bitterness of coffee comes from the high caffeine content. I never drank coffee before that, or was it like a good coffee that made you fall in love? Oh, hi Azu. Nice to see you. I like had coffee before that, but I didn't really like it. I'm having a coffee talk today. I'm sort of. Non-caffeinated sodas and soft drinks contain tons of sugar and sweetener to balance the bitterness. So decaffeinated versions require a rewriting of the recipe from the ground up. I don't like diet sodas. I don't like that kind of taste. Let's say that caffeine is like my one vice, so you know, if I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna go in. Well, it's fine because I'm reading the comments. Because of the coffee. I mean, you guys are better promoters than I am. But yeah, I'll talk about it later on stream. But my coffee link is in the description of the YouTube video. So if you guys are ever inclined to send me a tip with money, you can do that. But as always, no obligation. Don't feel like you have to. But I always appreciate it. I'm just trying to be careful with my lines. But yeah, I hope you guys are okay. Yeah, I mean, don't feel like you need to send me money. It's just there. And that would, and yeah, I mean, if you're a minor, don't think about it. And like in the future, I'd like to open or like do commissions or something. But right now I'm, my drawing schedule is a little packed. And it will probably be so for a month or two. So yeah, I know we've been saying this quite a bit in the past couple streams because we keep talking about tea. But I'm always surprised, or like, I guess not really surprised, but I have to remember that tea is quite caffeinated too. My chat is going pretty slow. Sorry about that. I have to like look up. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my OBS and stuff, but yeah. Chat is going a little, like, not for you guys, but like for me when my like chat window is going pretty slow, and then it'll do that lag thing where it won't show anything, and then it will show like 10 all at once. Or we'll figure it out. By the way, Allie, I tried using different layers for my drawings, and the results surprised me. I could add much more detail without getting lost. Yeah, layers are super helpful. Be sure to use them. My tip would be don't use too many. Like, remember to like have some restraint and moderation, because something that happens a lot with other artists is that you will, like, if you end up having a bunch of layers, you're gonna get like lost, and you're gonna not remember or know what layer you drew on, or if there's like the classic example is that there's like a little mistake, right? Like there's accidentally a little like splotch of paint somewhere, and you have no idea what layer that little splotch of paint is for you to fix it, and you have like 20 plus layers to go through. So if you are gonna use like a lot of layers, be sure to name them, label them, or else you're just gonna have to make a new layer and cover it up on top. I mean, on one of my, so I have like a few like chat viewing things for me on my like little app, my little software, and one of them does not have a option for top versus live, so I'm just going to keep switching. But yeah, layers are super helpful. I think at the base, you can just do your sketch on one layer and then lay out line art on the other layer, and colors on a separate layer. Something that I like to do is I will do line art in sections on their own layers. So you can kind of see here, it's off to the side, but like the lines for basically like the head and the neck, it's on one layer, and then now I'm doing like the eyes and all of the face on a different one. So if I make a mistake, for example, like later in the drawing, if I look at it and I'm like, wow, I don't really like how I drew the eyes, I think I want to redo them, I can essentially like just erase the lines for the eyes and fix them up without getting worried that I'm gonna mess up with the lines for the hair, which is gonna go, you know, touch the line art for the eyes and stuff like that, and I can do it without worrying, because they're all on their own little section. But aside from that, I try not to make too many layers, because I know I get lost in my layers. But do what's most comfortable for you, and especially if you're just starting out, yeah, I would say just do what is comfortable for you at first, and then you can always adjust from there. Like, I don't want to tell someone who's like a beginner or like new or just just figuring out what layers are. Like, I don't want to say, like, don't use, like, stick to 3, you know, because that might not be your style. And I only discovered that a low layer count worked for me after doing a bunch of, like, drawings with a high layer count and being like, I don't like this. One thing that saved my... I'm sorry, I'm kind of, like, behind on chat. One thing that saved my life on Ibis Paint is using the lock thing, so the shading can't escape the color I'm shading. Yeah, there's, like, transparency lock, so you can kind of only color on what's there, which is really handy, and I use something similar with clipping mask, which I can demonstrate later if I get to the coloring. I am going slow today. But in short, those are ways to, like, restrict where the colors and your lines show up. Started using folders as soon as I realized I already had like 6 layers. Yeah, I'm a big folders person. Wow, I'm also drawing at the same time, so... Can't have my eyeballs on 2 different screens. Not that happy with my lines today. Kind of messy. Gone from coffee to layers. I want to be too locked in. I love the feeling when you remove the lower layer, like the sketch, once you finish the liner and you realize it looks awful without the sketch layer. I think I have grown past that. That's not like a brag, but because like that would always happen to me every time. But if that happens to you, I mean, I think there are reasons behind it. It's like because there's a lot more motion and it's your sketch is probably a lot freer than your line art, which might look really stiff. So something that helps with that is either having your line art be a little looser, which is kind of hard to describe, I guess, or to make cleaner sketches so that you know where your lines need to be. Control S, and we'll do, I think, the hair next. I haven't done traditional art in a really long time. I think since like, February. I found my markers again. But I probably should. It's good practice. I didn't really think of how I wanted to draw this ear, this big panda ear, so I think I'll can kind of worry about it later. Should maybe do like some fur or something on it. Kind of obvious, more obvious that it's an ear. Question, Allie, do you keep a set of brushes for your drawings, or is it the same brush with different widths? And how do you know what width you need? So yeah, I think last drawing stream I had someone ask, I think maybe on Twitch, brushes I use because I use Clip Studio Paint, and on Clip Studio, well, I mean, like for all drawing programs, you can just like download new brushes, but Clip Studio has like a pretty robust like download asset store app type thing. Are the pandas Real's ear or their hairstyle? Yes, the answer is yes. So what I have done is I've downloaded brushes. I've downloaded a bunch, and I've just kind of like used them and test them out and seen which ones are comfortable for me. Because I honestly just used to use like the default brushes that came with Clip Studio Paint. But the one I'm using now, for anyone that's curious, on Clip Studio Paint, and you can search it up on the assets, it's called... My writing is, my Katsukan is not very good. So lies, I think I actually write... Oh, what did I do? I did... so this is called Akupen for people who can't read that, and I realize that maybe not everyone can read that or type that, but the pen I'm using right now is called Saku Pen, and as you can see, I hope, by zooming in, the pen's a little textured, so it's not just like a completely straight line. There's like some bumpiness to it that kind of simulates like if you were using like a real pen or a marker on paper. And I really like it. I think more so than the look of the pen itself. it feels very comfortable to use. So I'd say, like, if whatever program you're using, just try out a whole bunch of different brushes and see what's comfortable for you. And there's also like just a bunch of settings on each of them to like the speed. Like if you're using a digital like software and everything, you can kind of control like the speed and the stabilization of your brushes. I tend to just use this one for line art, and then I kind of switch the widths that I use when I'm drawing different things. So I use like a thinner one for face because that need to do a little bit more finer details on the face, whereas something like drawing the cheek and the jaw and stuff, that ideally can be done in like one line. So I like to do like just one thick line, and it's all not even just like personal taste, but what your art style calls for. So I like to have kind of thicker, bolder lines, which I actually haven't been doing in a while, but that's just what I like to do. You know, if you want, you just I guess that's not really helpful, but like, yeah, just like do what works for you. I think like, I don't want to say these are like rules, but kind of basics are, you want to use thinner widths for things like hair or like face because they're finer features and you kind of want to get some detail on them. But as always, maybe your style does not call for that, or maybe you don't want to do that, and that's okay too. Or, you know, maybe you draw your hair kind of more in big blocks and you don't really need to have the super fine lines to do that. I'd say just kind of like, as always, just kind of look at the things that you like and see what they do. Like, something that comes to mind is like Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. The anime uses some pretty like thick lines in places and I think looks really, really cool. And I do think like a varying line width makes your art look a bit more interesting. Hi, sorry, I'm so focused on drawing and like giving advice, I guess. Let me scroll a bit. Sure. Oh, hi, Sheriff. I don't see you come in. Thank you. But yeah, to go back onto the hair buns question. Because it used to be a thing that I would get this question literally every stream, but the real answer is whatever is most convenient for me at the time when I'm drawing. So right now, it's more convenient for the spheres, the orbs on the head to be panda ears. But I think they're like the real, like if we're talking about like character design, actually, they are panda ears that look like hair buns. But there is a whole bunch of like weird crafted lore about them, and it is kind of like whatever the occasion calls for. They are both. Oh, what does stabilization do? Like smoothing the line for you? Sort of. I wouldn't say it's really smoothing, but it kind of makes your lines a little less shaky when you're making them. So it's kind of like an auto correction that the software does for you. And some people like it and some people don't. It kind of depends on... I know a lot of my answers just kind of circle into, you know, it depends on you, but it kind of does. So if you're someone who kind of makes shakier lines on the tablet, that might work for you. Or, you know, depending on what kind of art you're doing, like if you're trying to make really, really precise lines, like if you have a more graphic kind of art style, or if you're doing like animation, and you kind of need your lines to be very clean, it can work very well. And then sometimes it kind of just gets in the way because you're trying to just draw and illustrate on your own, and then the software is like, let me fix that for you. So, do I even have any on? I'm checking my settings and I don't... yeah, I have a pretty low stabilization on for this pen. John, some of your fun facts are interesting, but not fun because they're about, like, extinction events. What's your way of shading? Do you lower the opacity or do you blend? I do cell shading almost exclusively, so I kind of literally, like, I will just put on a new layer, or I'll work on the same layer and just slap on full solid blocks of color. I think we're overwhelming Allie. Let's enjoy the art process. No, it's totally fine. If I didn't, you know, if I was like overwhelmed and I didn't want to answer questions, I would literally not. So, like, I would, sorry, I know that sounds mean, but I would just like ignore you guys if I wanted to lock in and draw, so don't worry about it. It's okay. It's helping me keep the stream active while I figure out my own lines here. Because I think I just kind of scribbled on the hairstyle. I didn't really think of it too well. So... first thing I hear when I come in is, I would ignore you guys. No, Aru, I'm sorry. Hi, Aru. Hope you're doing okay. Glad you can make it. Sorry, I know I'm probably streaming pretty late for you. Like late in the day on school day. I'm doing okay. I have a day off? Nice. A little late, but I like it. Okay, that's good. I mean, nighttime streams are kind of nice sometimes, right? I really did not plan out this hairstyle well enough, because I'm guessing at this point. And that's kind of something I'd say maybe don't do. I'm gonna give art advice this stream. Don't be like me. Plan your drawings. Testing a more messy art style. Messy art styles are tough because you don't want to make it look too messy. Because you want to make things look like, you know, finished, right? But if it's not messy enough, it's not the style you're going for. I'm Australian, so it's still early. It's like when I have to lock in, so I have like having a stream in the background. I feel that. Sorry, sometimes I like end up reading the chat backwards and I don't realize until later. I joined my uni's kendo club, which has late practices anyway. That sounds cool. You sound like you're having like a nice, like fulfilling university experience. Hi, Titus. 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 I also don't know anything about kendo, but they accept people with no experience. It's fun. That sounds so cool. When I was in uni, I wanted to try like a martial art or something, but I ended up not doing it. I think out of laziness. Don't be like me. That's really cool though. I can't remember in my sketch if I decided this was a braid or just like a loose ponytail. Answer yes. I think I'll just do like a loose ponytail because I'll probably end up drawing braids for like a future like monthly outfit if that's what we're gonna continue doing. Okay. Shape this like an actual ponytail. And then we have some really good athletes too, so we visit tournaments and stuff. That sounds so cool. Yeah, I think this is actually the first time I've ever drawn Allie with long hair. Have you started learning kendo, or is it the kind of like you kind of just watch them, or you know you're like the manager in the sports anime? What book would Chic Autumn Alley read at the outdoor cobblestone cafe? It'd be manga. Let's be real. Or you know, it would be some Redwall book because that is like the comfy cottagecore dream. I want to do like a scrunchy type thing, or we could just do like do. Like a hair tie. Panda and a bamboo leaf or something. I don't like that shape. I love everything in that drawing, starting from the fact that there's Allie plus coffee. They're lecturing us about all the basic stuff we need to know and the equipment. I still have to get my physical, so legally I can't do any physical training yet. Huh. Well, I guess, like, even with all the, like, armor and the protective gear, you're essentially, like, hitting each other with bamboo swords, so I think there's probably a lot of, like, safety regulations that go on behind that, or, like, a whole physical. It's really cool, though. That's good, though. It'll keep you fit. I don't know how, like, heavy all that stuff is, too. Also, I gotta say, I just love berets on any character. New merch idea. Okay, there's honestly a lot that I'm guessing on here. Classic past Allie gives future Allie a bunch of problems that she has to work out on the fly. Her utter confidence in future Allie. She'll figure it out. She doesn't need my guidelines. She'll know what she wants. She knows how to draw. Hi, Tenant. Thanks for coming in. My lines are shaky today. I feel like I say that every stream that I do line art for, but I think it's part of streamer curse, because I'm usually not this shaky with lines. But I think whenever I stream for you guys, I'm so careful. Or I don't know, maybe I just don't realize it as much. Just the thing where I pull the window out of Clipsteel paint. I didn't realize my my subtool window was up the whole time. Should you like my brush setting? I guess that's not bad. Like I was just showing you my brush settings, but I just didn't realize it was up. Okay, we're just gonna move it manually then. Future Allie always delivers. Hello, how's the arting? It's going. Yeah, I mean, it's going. I'm doing line art now, and I very quickly realizing that my sketch is not quite detailed enough for my liking, and that I think the sketch looks good, but I am, drawing the hair right now, and on the sketch, it's really just a bunch of scribbly lines and no actual definition of where things need to go and where things need to be drawn, so I'm figuring it out now. But I think that and the hands are kind of the hardest part, and the parts I left for myself at this stage. If I recall, Tally said, I know my sketch is rough, but I just want to know where the things are. Yeah, admittedly, that was me. I did say that. And I was like, well, it doesn't need to be too detailed because I will do all the detail later. And I'm paying for it. But also, I tend to do that with my, animations and my clips. Because there's so much drawing involved doing the animations that I'm like, I don't need to spend this much time on the sketch if it's not a really important part of the drawing, or if it's something that's just going to be moving a lot anyway. Because yeah, there's so much drawing involved, and it takes so much time that I don't want to spend a lot of that time, refining a sketch over and over, like the rough layers over and over again, when I could just be making the line on the actual drawing for the frame that's going to show up for a fraction of a second, right? Why is there blue line art? Is there a specific reason? So, what I was saying before is I like to draw my line art on separate layers. So, to better illustrate that, now that I have more line art down, let's say I was working more on the drawing and I realized, oh, I actually don't like how I drew the eyebrows, or, I want to move the eyebrows up or down. So instead of going in, if all my line art was on one layer, I would have to go in and erase the lines I made for the eyebrow, and kind of hope that I don't interfere too much with the lines I drew for the hair, for example. But because it's on its own separate layer, I can just kind of move it to my liking without it worrying about it messing with the other lines. And the reason it's blue now is just because it's for visualization. So because I'm working on the hair right now, I just use this setting to make the lines blue, so I know that that's on a different layer and I don't need to worry about that. Or, if I'm drawing something here and I make a mistake, then I know what line is there on the layer that I'm working on. And that is just a thing that can be turned on and off. So the lines are still black. I just have them colored blue now, so I know what I'm not actively working on. Yeah. And yeah, I think setting a layer color for some of your layers as you're working on them is also a nice little like organization tip for you. So you can kind of keep track of what your active layer is and what's on your active layer. So if you do see, you know, a stray line that you forgot to erase, you kind of have a better idea of where it could be on what layer and stuff. I know I have this preview window open, but I keep zooming out just to see if it's okay. Oops. I think that works for now. Or, I think here I wanted a hair clip or something. I think we can just make it like a plain hair clip. It doesn't need to have like another panda on it or anything. I'll get the angle right. That's a little too curved. That's fine. What size canvas do I usually work on? Sorry, I was locked in. So right now, this is the pixels are actually pretty exact for some reason, but right now this one is around 1400 by 2000. So I tend to work on pretty big canvases because I never know what I want to use these drawings for sometimes. But a bigger resolution and like a bigger, like a nicer quality is always better to work with than something like starting out with something small and kind of hoping that it doesn't get too compressed if you resize it, for example. So like I can imagine myself using this illustration for things like thumbnails or maybe printing it out for something. So I'm just working on a canvas that's pretty big but not too big. So I actually picked, I think on Clip Studio, this is like the default like postcard size. And so it's actually like 350 DPI. It's more of like a just in case thing. Because sometimes I will work just on pretty small canvases if I know that like I intend for this just to kind of remain just a sketch or something. Maybe I'll just post online like on Twitter and I have no intentions of using it, so I don't really need like a really high resolution for it. Or you know, my animations aren't going to be printed, so I don't really need to worry about the DPI and things that are going to be used for animations and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I am just reading out all the Twitch comments. I was not about to ask the person who draws pandas how to draw a rabbit. Honestly, rabbits are just... I think the ear shape is pretty important because we always think of rabbits, like bunny rabbits, to have like these kind of ears, but I think they're a little more pointed if you kind of look at an actual rabbit. But really, it's just guess it kind of depends on like the vibes the character you're going for is. And I don't tend to do a lot of detail in the line art because I like to do the detail in the colors. So I'm actually thinking about erasing some of these lines. And I'll do like the hat and stuff on its own layer because I can see myself wanting to move the hat around. I think like berets always kind of sit on the head a little weird, as in let me move this up. Move this up here. Like the shape of berets when you're actually wearing them. They're a little like floppy and poofy, but they can kind of sit on your head a little weird, but like there's a little space. We'll see. Maybe I should try wearing a beret in real life. Kind of cute, but I feel like I've like never been able to pull off hats. I've been wearing more recently, and I think I look kind of nice in them. Maybe I'll try to make one. I don't know. Stroke is all it took for Allie to draw naturally accurate rabbit ears. I think they're like okay rabbit ears. I don't want like too strong of a little divot. Oh, dip in the beret. So that's kind of like they have that little like bean shape. I think we can just draw all the clothes on one layer. Make sure the collar's chunky enough. But yeah, speaking of, I'm kind of just back on that canvas question. I usually just kind of pick a preset that I'd be comfortable with, so I tend to just use like a A5 or a A6, depending on how big I actually want it, because you have to keep in mind like the load on your computer too if you're gonna be working on a pretty big file, especially if you have like a lower end PC or a laptop that might not be able to handle like a huge file or multiple huge files at once. But I haven't been like printing out my stuff a lot lately, so I kind of just do, yeah, like an A5 size, A6 size, postcard size type like canvas that's like big enough for me to work on, but not so big that I'm like pulling, you know, just to navigate the canvas. But it, yeah, I mean, different illustrations and jobs kind of call for different things. So, for example, I'm working on a commission where the person wants to print out the illustration when it's done. So I kind of asked, like, what before we start. It's like, okay, so what are you imagining? Like a full size sheet of paper, like 8.5 by 11, or is it going to be more of like a postcard size type thing? And we go from there. So I'm working on a commission that's kind of big because they want it printed. But it's always good to know that before you start. So it's easier to go down than it is to go up. I'm actually liking my art. Be confident. And it's always okay. You know, it's okay to not be satisfied with your art. Like maybe it's, you know, you finish your drawing and you're like, well, it's not exactly what I want, but try not to hate your art. You know, it's okay to not be satisfied with it, but do try to like your own stuff. Sally's kind of good with berets with her hair bun / ear holding it in place. Yeah, I think berets are cute, like in real life, but yeah, I mean, that's the problem, right? You gotta hope that it doesn't, you know, a strong gust of wind doesn't come and like undo all the pins that you put in, and it doesn't just like, you know, the band doesn't just like snap off your head. Maybe that'll be my fall thing this year. Maybe I'll try berets. The ladies around here, when I see them wear berets, they basically wear them like on the very, like the back of their head. And it's really cute, but I'm just like, how many bobby pins are in your hair right now that's keeping that together? And my hair's quite like thin, so I don't even know if it would work, but maybe we'll try it. Maybe it's like, it's all just like an elastic thing. Like maybe the hat itself is doing all the work. What is my biggest enjoy when it comes to art, and your biggest hate? That's really hard. That's really hard. What is my biggest enjoy and my biggest hate? I usually don't. Sometimes I don't do the like eye detail within the line art, and I just save it for color, but I think this time I want to have it here. Huh. don't feel like you have to answer. Thank you, but it's more like now I'm just thinking about it, and I don't really know if I have like a thing I really hate and a thing I really enjoy. Because I mean, I used to like, for example, I used to really not like to do line art, but now I kind of like it. Honestly, I like my art more when it moves. So even if it's something really simple, like just like a blank or whatever, I know she likes shading her checkboxes. I do. But yeah, I like seeing my art move like in animation and stuff. And even if it's really simple, I don't know what it is about it, but I think I like the way my art looks more when it's like in an animation or it's moving or something. Like even like my PNG tuber model, like when she's moving and blinking and talking, I'm like, wow, that looks pretty cool, huh? I always hold so much respect for animators. I don't even really like consider myself to be one because I just kind of am slapping things together. But I've really grown to love it. It's really fun. And I really like, yeah, I just like my stuff moving. And so kind of when I hit play and I'm like previewing my animation and I'm like, that looks pretty good. Like I believe in that. Like that, as in it looks like it's moving properly. Like that is always like a pretty nice like high. That's like beating the difficult boss in a video game high. Because it essentially is defeating the difficult boss. It's like, if I make 6 drawings that all move a little bit and I string them together, does it look like motion? That's pretty crazy. Adds so much life to it. I mean, even with the PNG tuber, it's like the difference between we see your character with or without idle animation. Yeah, like there's a reason why video game sprites like breathe, right? And if there's something I hate, I dislike the editing process on literally everything, so I hate video editing. But I'm sure maybe some artists, perhaps in chat, will understand what I mean, but it's like when you finish all the drawing and the coloring and stuff, and then you get to this point where you're like, well, I can always adjust the colors, and you start, you know, putting on your one layer with like one solid color, and you put it on soft light, layer blending mode to 13% opacity, and you're like, I don't know about that, and then you try another one but this time it's like a dark blue on multiply at 8% opacity, and you're like, wow, my art's so much better now. And then you do like 10 more of those, and like, was it worth it? And then it's always like, you never know if you're done, because there's always something you can add, or like there's always something like, oh, I can put on this gradient map at this, you know, overlay for another 15% opacity. Oh, 15's too much. Let's bring it down to 7% opacity. And like, oh yeah, that really added something to my art. I hate that step. Cause it always feels like you can't skip it either. you know, you were pretty confident in your color choices until you did like one little edit and you're like, wow, why would I ever choose these colors? And I think it's also hard to tell when you're done. Like at that step. So there's been many times where, you know, I think I've finished an illustration and I've just been stuck on that step for like hours or even a day because I'd be like, well, are the colors exactly how I want them to be? Or what if I like made the canvas size a little smaller and cropped it this way? Would it look better? I like just that editing phase. Like when you're done with the illustration, but you're not completely done with everything. I hate that. I'm trying to think of like another, like a comparison for people who might not draw, or at least draw digitally to understand that. And I think like, I don't know, the only thing I can come up with is like if you're cooking something and it's like pretty much done and you think it'll be good, but then you're just like, well, what if I added like a little bit more seasoning, and you drop in like 2 grains of salt and you're like, well, I think that made it better. And then you taste it again and you're like, 2 grains of salt was not enough. We need 3 more grains of salt. And you just keep doing that. And then you're like, well, now I've put in too much salt. It's ruined. And you just don't know what to do. I always tend to draw my pointer fingers a bit too long, like an eye or something, because it's always the one that kind of sticks out, as in it's kind of separated from the rest. Right, you add a milligram of garlic cloves just to balance it out. Like when your potions are too strong for the traveler, and they need to get weaker potions. You don't understand. I'm going to battle. I mean, just talking about it, boy, another ASMR stream. I do think seasoning food is quite difficult. I think I am pretty good at it actually, but it is difficult because sometimes salt is really strong in a dish, like just for example, and sometimes it's really weak. So, oh, that was weird. I don't need to do that. I think I'll do the fingernails and the coloring phase because the lines make it look kind of harsh. I know that some looks really huge, but we're just going to cover up most of it with the cup. And most of that is just kind of there for guidelines. So it's okay if it's not. I think we'll just be. Knuckles are this way. Oh, but that. No, I think we'll just do it after. I don't know if this happens to you guys, whether, I mean, it doesn't have to be gaming, but like kind of anything when you're doing something on your keyboard, like you're using hotkeys, but you're not really looking at your keyboard, but you've put your hand on the keyboard, like not incorrectly, so you're shifted one key off. Like, you know, instead of Control Z, you're hitting like Windows X or something. Like excessive. I need to label these. Yes, I do that all the time. Only whenever I need to input passwords. That's like the worst time to do that. This is. I did the hands on the wrong layer because I meant to do all the body stuff on one, but that might work out in our favor, actually. I think I'll try to make a cup and actually controlled lines. If I can find them. Everyone, remember to save your work. I don't really like the curve tools. That's too thick. 6 too thick. This cup is huge. And then because I did it on the vector layer, I can kind of just adjust them. As we can see, it's not very equal, but we can make it maybe just a bit smaller. Even worse, I can't tell if I mistype my password, so I Control A and I delete my entire password and retype instead of correcting my mistake. That's me. If I even think that I've typed in like the wrong, like a single wrong character in my password, I will literally, yeah, I will Control A and just delete the entire thing and rewrite it. So I feel you on that. Even though, or like even if I know that like, oh, I typed K instead of L or whatever. Even if I know that, I'll like redo my whole password because I'm like, well, what if I type something else wrong? Control A plus backspace, my beloved. I need that show password option. No one's looking over my shoulder. Yeah, like the little, like, click the little eye. Like, I think the time that I type passwords wrong the most is when it's actually, like, the most simple. So if you're, like, when I'm playing, you know, like a multiplayer game with friends and they create a lobby and it's like, oh, they password protect it, and it's like, okay, guys, the password is a game. Just come in. And I type it wrong like 5 times, and I'm like, guys, it's not working. Like, Allie, you've just made a typo 6 times in a row. Like, we were playing Grounded. Because I typed in game. Game. Silent. It's game with the silent N, right? I think for Grounded, when we were playing Grounded, my friend made the password to get into the lobby for Grounded like Ant, like A-N-T, and I think I got it wrong like 3 times. It's like, it's not letting me in. Alright, I need to make the... Look at the inside. I've made that handle look bad because I don't want to really use the curve tool to and keep those lines, so I'm just going to draw kind of over them. The curved lines, they're like a little too clean for me. I want them to have some kind of messiness to them, I guess. I mean, because it's at an angle, I do kind of want a bit of like 3D-ness, but I know a lot of that is gonna get covered up with the hand, and then to make sure all the fingers will like fit in that realistically. So maybe let's make it a little bit bigger just in case. But this is why we draw on different layers, so if I make the hand kind of too big or too small, I can either resize the hand or the handle of the cup without worrying too much about either one. And then I'm gonna do it just so that the finger is like right on the rim of the cup, because that's kind of cute. Don't do what I do, folks, and just kind of try to make one nice solid stroke and not all these little choppy ones in between. Don't do that. Okay. And it's kind of like it's looking like a big like soup mug, not really like a cute. My pen is stuck. And to incorporate shortcuts into my work, do you mean shortcuts like hotkey kind of things, or like finding ways to make the drawing process itself shorter? If we just kind of tapered it a bit. But I don't know, like the kind of like wide, fat coffee mugs are also really cute. Hotkeys. You're drawing on PC, like not tablet? Like an iPad, tablet, I think. This is fine, I think. And put all my liner into one layer so I can turn that on and off. And I hate drawing glasses, so I'm saving the drawing the glasses until kind of the last thing. And let me take a look. I think it's okay. Now this is after me saying that I actually like doing line art, but I think it's very easy to make just some mistakes in. Placements. I'm sure Allie will remember that. Well, she knows what she's in for. Yeah, like last weekend I just did that whole Betel and Betel 2 animation and a bunch of drawings, and I literally saved all of drawing Betel 2's glasses until the very end. I'm more kind of recently aware of those troubles. Dual wielding espresso thimbles. Sounds like something a cute little like tavern mouse would have. Sealed up thimbles for like a little cup. I have a My Melody mug that I bought after coming here. sounds cute. I think like you really only need, well, I guess depends on how much you drink, but maybe like 1 or 2 mugs and you can just wash those, but I have like 4 and I really just use 1 or 2. Like 1 for coffee, 1 for tea. Well, that sounds cute. I got, so like when I was little I used to like love Hello Kitty and stuff. And then when I got older, I was just like, yeah, they're fine. I like Sanrio, but I've never really had a character that I really loved. So I was just like, oh, it's cute, but I never went out of my way to like buy Sanrio stuff, for example. But then like lately, I've gotten like really into them for I don't even know why. Like I just started like playing a bunch of games, like Hello Kitty Island Adventure, and I started like looking at a bunch of merchandise. I was like, oh, these guys are so cute. So I'm like a lot more into them now. So it's quite dangerous for to be into Sanrio things when you're and Chiikawa, because I love Chiikawa too. When you're in Japan, because they're on everything, and you can even get like a bunch of Sanrio stuff and Chiikawa stuff from like the Hyakuen stores, like Daiso. So I'm like, I don't need it, but like Pum Pum Pudding and Keropi. I only started to like Sanrio characters. My mom was a huge My Melody fan. I watched like 1 episode of the Netflix, like My Melody and Kuromi the other day. I was like, oh, it looks cute, and I like stop motion kind of stuff. And I've also seen the guy who was behind it. I've seen his previous stuff. I was like, oh, this is pretty funny. It's very cute. She has her own My Melody stationery and plushies, and she sends me pictures of them. That's so cute! And yeah, like as a fellow stationery nerd, like it's so dangerous because there's a lot of really good Sanrio stationery. I have a tablet, but it's not a standalone. I have this Kuyan. It reminds me I should start using it. Yeah, so my drawing tablet, on the side, there's a bunch of buttons. I wouldn't say a bunch, maybe like 6, and the scroll wheel. But I have set those 6 at the end. So I mean, you can see on like my PNG tumor model, like the hand is kind of on the side. It's because I have like the 6 buttons there, and I'm always using those. And I also have a keypad, like a number pad, that I have set up that has hotkeys. Which is really handy because, oopsie, I accidentally was holding the flip canvas button. But yeah, because you can get like one of those number pad, like USB number pad things for pretty cheap compared to some like drawing specific apparati. And then you can just program that for hotkeys. So mine is more for when I'm doing animation because it has some standard art hotkeys and shortcuts like undo and stuff like that. But it also has like go forward 1 frame, go back 1 frame, things like that. So I use it more for animation. But that's one way that you can have a nice special shortcut machine. But for my sidebar, like the sidebar on my tablet, I have buttons for pan and rotate, 1 for undo, 1 for flip the canvas. That hopefully will work. No, that's the undo button. That's why it's not working. I was pressing the wrong one for you. Flip canvas, and 1 for like standard view. So I hit that, and no matter how much I'm rotated and zoomed and stuff, it goes kind of right back to the kind of fit window view so I can just quickly look at the full picture again. That's what I have. I have a Wacom 1, which doesn't have buttons. It was the cheapest option of the screens in that brand before I learned about Huion. Yeah, I mean, if it's Wacom, it'll still be good. But like Huion and XP Pen, they're also very good at a lot cheaper price. But I mean, that's the thing. Like Wacom is kind of like, I would say like, you can kind of think of them as like iPhones, so smartphones where you can get a really good phone that might be cheaper or an alternative or does things, and but like you'll still have a very good tablet if you have a Wacom. I hope the screen is not flickering for you, because I mean, OBS has been working, like, being uppity with me all week. And on my preview on OBS, it keeps kind of flickering or something, but it should be okay. Stream's alright for me. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, it's okay if your tablet doesn't have any buttons on its own, because there's a lot of ways you can get around that. Like I said, I have a number pad, external number pad, that I have programmed to have a bunch of my hotkeys on it, and what did I do with this hand? I did not. Put like the approximation of a hand here. What was it? Okay. Now I'm just doing it. You know, I've been. Oh, it hasn't even been 2 hours yet. I'm like, oh, I must have been streaming for long, because I was, when I go on for a while, I start making all my layer mistakes that I don't usually make. Train of thought. Yeah, and like depending on what else you have, because you could just set up like regular keyboard shortcuts and use your keyboard. I made a switch to getting like a separate thing specifically for my shortcuts after I was drawing like a lot. I had like a big project I had to work on. And so reaching over, because I was working on my laptop during that time, and reaching over for my like forward to my laptop screen keyboard was just like making my arm and my shoulder really tired. So I got a smaller thing that I could kind of put wherever I wanted. And that's the reason why I got mine in the first place. But if you're not going to be, you know, drawing all the time or drawing for really long periods of time, you don't really, like, you can get by with just your keyboard. Even if you're using a laptop, it's totally fine. If you have like a gaming mouse, you know, with all the buttons on the side and stuff, you can probably, well, I don't know. I would say that you could probably program some of those to be hotkeys, but like, if you're drawing on your tablet and stuff, like, I don't know if you'd be even holding your mouse that much, so maybe that's like not a great idea. But yeah, use your keyboard shortcuts. Or, you know, just draw and like take note of the commands that you're using a lot and make a list and then map those onto keyboard shortcuts and things that are easy for you to reach. Also, you need to be more committed to drawing. Yeah, see if you need it first, because you might not. Like, yeah, honestly, you might just be okay with just your keyboard then. That's the thing, I don't rely on commands at all. I need to start using them to optimize my workflow. Yeah, use keyboard shortcuts. They're very handy. I'll draw that thumb later. I've left both thumbs for later, so I'm like, I don't really want to do that right now. I should be looking at a reference. Oh well. I don't free transform or flip canvas. Those two commands are like my best friends when I'm drawing. That is a truly ugly hand. Truly. Hideous. I should probably not rely on free transform as much as I do, but which kind of goes back into saying that I should probably do some more traditional art as practice to like just make my lines good from the start and not rely on like, well, I can just warp them with my free transform tool. But it's very handy. As you can see, I drew the hand a little too small. So I use transform there, and then it's super, super helpful in animation when I'm like, okay, I drew like this object a little too small on the frame, the next frame, so I need to resize it. And flip canvas is very good for just checking your mistakes. So I do that all the time. You guys see me on stream. I am constantly flipping the canvas, but that's just kind of to make sure that you're not drawing too lopsided or something like that. It's a good check, but you can also like overcorrecting for yourself is also a thing. That was okay. got the fundamentals covered, so I don't see problems relying on commands. Well, you know, it depends, like, what you consider to be relying on commands. So, yeah, I'm saying that I don't want to, you know, I would rather me just be able to draw things the correct size. I should probably be doing that a bit more than being like, oh, well, if I draw the head too big, it's okay, I can just fix it. Instead of being like, maybe next time I should just not draw the head so big. But I think things like shortcuts, like, if you can just press one button to do Control Z versus kind of stopping and reaching over for the keyboard, or reaching up to do the undo button, especially if you already have like one hand free, like, it doesn't sound like much, but it does save a lot of time, and it doesn't like knock you out of your flow, right? Same with a lot of other kind of keyboard commands like that. It's going to be like a big sweater, so I think we don't need to worry. I don't want to do too many folds or like too much detail on the clothes, because then it's gonna look like wrinkly and starchy and not very like soft, which is what I want. Okay. My phone give me a notification from my own scuffed stream, duplicate stream. Yeah, phone, I know I'm live. It better be. Sippy. Okay, we're getting there. Control S warning. I'm gonna take a short little break. I'm gonna get some tea to drink, and then I'm gonna look up an actual reference photo so that I don't botch these hands again. Yeah, I'll be right back. I think my I'll put my BRB screen up so that if anyone else, you know, happens to come in, I'm not just like not doing anything. But I think my BRB screen has no audio on it, so sorry for the silence. BRB. What is going on in chat? What are you guys talking about? I'm... Came back and my like chat widget went back like an hour. We're just gonna wait for it to like load back up, I guess. My tea is still steeping, brewing. I don't know tea terms. I don't have it yet, but I'm just waiting for it. Move my coffee mug out of the way to make room for my tea mug. Less caffeine is totally okay for me to have. Oh no, it's just, it's like my chat thing, like on screen, was like loading. Okay, I have to like fix and figure out this arm as we go. I think it would be like that, so I think that's okay. Ohio, Allie. How's the art going? Ohio, it's going okay. I really like my sketch, except I did not do any like detail in the sketch and all the important needs detail parts. So for example, like the hair and the hands. So, you know, the annoying parts that I didn't want to draw at the time. Had like no real detail in the sketch, so I am essentially figuring that all out now. In the line art phase, so a bit of a mess. Not chunky enough. I'm gonna make these sleeves chunky. Am I freeballing it? Like, essentially? I've kind of glanced at a reference photo. Yeah. These sleeves are not like sweater enough for my liking, like they look a little too tight. Oh, hottie. I like that. Hottie. It's cute. Yesterday I realized that like I have not come up with any of these little terms that we use. It's all you guys. Just kind of trying to make sure the sizes of everything are okay. Because, angles are weird. The alley cat dictionary. The alley cat glossary of terms. I think one of these words has gotta be put in the Urban Dictionary. How do I keep a list of who's made up what? What wacky little alley cat term. Okay, yeah. We'll have the thumb peek out a bit. Just a bit. Gonna grab my tea. Be back in a sec. Tea get. Yum yum yum. Pu'er tea, which is my favorite. It's also the one I drink the most. Hi! Is this one on like a little tea break, so I'm glad I caught you. What am I working on? I'm working on a new outfit for Allie, my persona, my avatar. I'm trying to do what I would like to do, and what I'm planning on doing, and this is part of it, is like a little outfit for Allie every month. So this is the September outfit. It's cute and fall, all fall coated. And so I've just been working on a line art all stream. I didn't think I would still be here because it didn't look like the line art was going to be that complicated, but I'm making a lot of adjustments to my sketch. And if you can even call it that, because I'm not adjusting, I can't adjust the things that aren't there. And now a lot of it is kind of just making sure they match. So like right now, for example, the sleeves kind of don't look the same to me. Looks like a painter with a peer or a librarian. I mean, that's sort of what I was going for. Something very cute and cozy. Honestly, I have no idea where my preview window went. I never saw it disappear in the first place. I'm not, oopsie, wrong window, completely satisfied with these sleeves yet. And I want to get this finished fairly soon, not just so I could use it, because I want to use it for like thumbnails and stuff like that, but because starting next week I'll be doing a lot of like Hollow Stars fan art for all the upcoming events, and I've also got some other like commission type things with deadlines that I need to get done. I think like now is the one time in the month basically that I can do kind of like personal alley cat art before I have to do a bunch of either fan art with that are like a little bit more time sensitive because they're like for birthdays and stuff for like VTubers I like, or commissions and the like. It's a little still kind of skinny. I'm trying to get that like kind of chunky sweater look. But not like too chunky. I'm not going really for like an oversized sweater, but like enough that, you know, like the knit of the sweater is kind of thick. And that like the sleeves kind of have like that like waviness to them when it's kind of big. But I don't want it to be a little, I don't want it to be like too wavy. Sorry for being a big fan of the side ponytail, but can't help thinking of the dead mom and my hairstyle. I think this might that might be what she was going for. I believe it was like suggested. I think it was you, Titus, who suggested it in the first place, so it's your fault. Yeah. Essentially, it's the dead mom ponytail. I imagine texturing clothes is pretty hard, but I think the outline conveys that pretty well. Thank you so much! Yeah, it was me. Yeah, I'll be probably putting on like patterns on it to make it kind of more obvious that it'll be like a knit sweater. But hopefully just from that it looks neat enough. And a reminder for everyone to save their work if you're working. And I'm just gonna work on this. Shoulder is a little too out at the moment. But yeah, thanks for coming in and watching. I don't know if you guys get it, for those who draw, but sometimes you work on line art and then you just see this line and you're like, why would I put that there? Because that does not seem particularly accurate. Something like that. This art is a group effort. A lot of the Alley cat drawings that I do on stream of Alley tend to be like group efforts. They'll be like, I don't know about this, and then like Aru or Titus comes in with like, well, what if you drew this? And I'm like, wow, that's a god tier idea. Happens whenever I review my own old code. Who put that there? Do you code just for like work, or is it like an app or game dev or something? You don't have to answer if you don't want. I was just curious. Saying that out loud, I was like, oh, maybe you can't or you shouldn't tell me. Why'd you do it, Titus? It's a cute style, but why? This is so cute. I think I'm allowed to. I mean, if you're like, if it's questionable, you don't have to. I don't want to. Oh, it's just so it's like for work. It's just for a transportation company. I mean, that's still important. A lot. Death flags for the October. Logistics is boring, but it's important. Death flags. I mean, you notice when transportation is bad, and you notice when transportation is good. Death flags for the October. Halloween arc. Halloween. Yeah, I gotta think of some stuff to do for Halloween pretty early, because I don't think I'll be able to stream around Halloween, so I'll need to do everything pretty early, or, you know, it won't be a stream, it'll just be like posts and stuff. But I wish it was a game sub, TBH. Yeah, Suna's part of Team Cherry, actually. I've been playing more Silksong, and I beat a couple bosses like yesterday, and they're super fun. It's a difficult game, very difficult, but I really enjoy like difficult boss fights. So I beat a couple bosses yesterday, and I know, like, I went into them knowing that a lot of people were like, this boss is too hard, and 2 of the 3 I fought, I think were super fun, and I really loved those fights. And then like one, I was like, yeah, I did it, but yeah, okay. But like it. Oh my god, pandas! Yeah, very panda themed, if you can't tell. Poofy jack-o'-lantern spirit. That would be cute, like a pumpkin witch kind of outfit. Pumpkin themed dress with witch hat. I like just read that comment, so like, yeah, we'll probably do something like that. Pumpkin themed dress, witch hat. It will be like cute Halloween. It's not gonna be spooky Halloween. It's gonna be cute Halloween. Dude. Aru and Titus just like doing the like super muscular arm handshake. Okay, I am like behind on chat, so I'm looking down and reading. It's just like, oh, it already happened. I think we are in fact a hive mind, same wavelength. Aru don't know. The pink one is so me for real. Oh, they're so cute. Thank you. Yeah, okay, honestly, if I just say like the pink, like, okay, where's my mouse? Where's my cursor? I don't know if I mean, I see my cursor on my screen, but I think it's not showing up on too well on my computer, but yeah, the pink little panda on the side there. She's honestly like more of a self-insert than like Allie is. If we're talking about like the Nakanohito of me, the cute girly pink one is a lot more of like the self-insert. I can't see it. Oh no. Oh yeah. I don't know. I think Clip Studio, my streaming setting is like it doesn't show the cursor unless I'm drawing. Maybe? I don't actually know what's going on here. Oh, there it is. It's because I was on the wrong window. I can see the white guy, black guy meme in my head. When Titus is dressing up Allie in cute outfits. We're all the same person. We didn't come here by accident. Allie made the call. I, too, love being girly and pink. Lovey-dovey. Doesn't affect the relatability, but the pink one... The pink one, and this cool one with the sunglasses are boyfriend, girlfriend, because I think that stuff is cute when it comes to mascots. I kind of like put her here so she wouldn't be in the way of stuff, but they're like together. Cuties. I'd date the pink one. I mean, she's meant to be super cute, so I'm glad it worked. He's supposed to be super cool. Isn't the lore that she's the girlfriend of the cool panda dude? What does this say about you? Maybe the cool panda is subconsciously Nakanohito. San. Moving them around makes me think. Reminds me of the desktop emojis that move around your screen. I used to have those, and they would like crawl, and they'd like fall down on the windows and like kind of bounce around your screen. The pink one gives me Madoka vibes. Oh no! Oh my god, I'm filling out healthcare stuff in my Kenda Club and it's checkboxes galore. What are you gonna do, are you? Are you gonna check those checkboxes, or do you choose chaos today? Are the checkbox shaded? Do they stand out on the page? Or are they mid checkboxes? I get it though, because come on, look at him. What if you X them instead? I mean, I think X's on the checkbox is still better than... Oh, okay, so for like the Twitch people that don't know the... it's not lore, but we've been talking about this. But because at the end of my streams when I wrap up, I do a checklist for like... It's not even really like a to-do list that I check things off. It's more like a wrap up and kind of things I want to plan for the future or like the next stream. And we got to talking about so Ari, who's on the YouTube chat, has a friend who circles his checkboxes, and now he is like infamous in our streams and chat because we all think that is just an unhinged thing to do. Right? No, inside of checkbox. Being Maguka is suffering. Is my city now? I become Maguka? I am so glad I have people in my chat that like know what like Maguka is suffering is, because that, like, for me, that is such a throwback. It's like just the right people found me. And she's the classic checkmark because I am not a psychopath. What if you shade only half the checkbox? I actually do that in my planner if I have like done half of the task, or you know, if it's something that I can't really do in one day. or it's something that requires like additional pylons. Next, like further steps, or you know, like, oh, it ended up being a much bigger task than I needed to. I'll do that in my planner, but because I have like a whole system in my planner, like that's just for me. But I'll like shade half the checkbox to be like, okay, like I need to do the rest of this. Like, you know, I've done some of it, but the rest of it still needs attention, and I haven't done it yet. But the point of the checkbox is that it's a binary system. Well, that's like the lovely thing about having your own schedule and your own planners, is that you can set up your own little key and system. I don't have like, I'm not one of those like super intense like bullet journal planners that have like a whole key and set up an icon like glossary to their things, but do not throw souls. Man, that is natsukashi. Do a small star instead. Something, the artist shapes the audience. I get that, but I would have to trigger. It would trigger my Scantron reflex, where I have to fill in the whole box. Yesn't, the task is already totally almost complete. I mean, that is essentially like what I do that for, though. Like, it's almost totally complete. Can I reach the table where my, oh yeah, my schedule thing is right next to me. Let me see if I can find like an example. Maybe that's easier for me to talk about. You can hear me like shuffle the pages. Yeah, so like some of them on my planner that have half shaded boxes are things like, you know, like, oh, finish the lines on like this, and or like finish this scene in the like the clip that you're working on. And so like that's half shaded because, you know, maybe I've done all of the lines, but I have only done like a third of the colors, so I will like half fill it out to kind of tell myself like, you did work on this, you worked really hard, you did a good job, but it's not done. And then like another one, like a simpler one, is like I'm supposed to plan out my, like, do meal planning for the week, and I was supposed to do like the entire week, but I think I did like half the week, so half of it is filled for like the box that says weekly dinner plans. Yeah, for those who don't know, I'm a major like stationery nerd, but I also do a lot of like planning. Got a big schedule notebook that I'm constantly using every day. That I said I would take like photos of so that you guys could see, because I always talk about it on stream. But now I'm like, I just want to decorate a bit more before I show you people. I have to order my new one for 2026. First, I could just finish this. We'll do like just a line so that we know where the table is. And I don't want to do, I just don't want to do the background right now. Okay. And let's label our layers. Okay, you know what? We should do the classes. We should. Would you dress as Allie in Halloween? I think I would only like dress as her, or like cosplay her essentially, if I was doing an event. Like, so if I was going to a convention or something, or like a doujin event, like if I was selling something, then I would. But I think not for like a Halloween or like a normal regular thing. And if I was like meeting people. this again. I didn't really think too hard about the kind of frames I wanted to give her. Ongoing theme of this is I did not plan. I just realized if I can get all my gear in my Halloween, I can use that as my costume. Just like full kendo gear. Cute. I think Allie sweat. I want the Allie sweater. I really want a sweater with a pink sweater with just the cool panda on front and center. I mean, when I first designed her and her clothes, it was really just like clothes I myself enjoyed wearing. So like suspender skirts and tights and like a big here thunder rumbling outside. And like sweaters with really big oversized loose sleeves. And I had a bunch of sweaters at that time. I still do, that have like cute little like animal illustrations on them essentially. But they were kind of like silly and uncool. So that's kind of how the sunglasses panda mascot came to be, whereas just like, what's something really cute but also kind of like uncool but in a fun kind of way? And that's how he came to be, whereas it's like, what if I just put sunglasses on a panda? And he was like a super cool skateboarding Coca-Cola drinker. Yeah, I haven't like dressed up for Halloween in a long time, and I've wanted to do I don't mean to read you guys, but I wanted to do like a couple costume for a couple years, because I thought it would be cute. I wanted to do Nick and Judy from Zootopia, because I thought that would be like a really cute couple costume, but like I don't want to like, it's kind of touchy to like dress up as essentially like a police officer, right? But I don't think, like, I feel like it's less recognizable as Judy if it's just like her clothes. Like she has that cute like the purple shirt and stuff and like scenes of the movie that I thought like she's not that recognizable if it's not like her like police uniform. And I think like Zootopia 2 is coming out kind of around like just after Halloween or something, or November. I felt like it would be good, but I don't want to. I'd like to avoid the uniform if I could. But I don't know, maybe like just the gray, like bunny ears and stuff would work. Like that's enough. Because like Nick Wilde has that outfit that's just like the green shirt that's really recognizable. From afar, why is that guy in a green shirt getting arrested? I haven't seen Zootopia, but I think a pairing of a gray bunny and an orange fox might be recognizable enough. I mean, I think. Hope. I have like no actual plans to do it. Like we didn't like order costume pieces or anything, but kind of just been this thing of like, wouldn't that be cute? And then I'm like, well, it might not be. To me, Nick alone is very recognizable. Yeah, like he's got the. I think it's like he's got a really good, like a really strong kind of color palette, and it's really recognizable. It really just looked like my. We do it, and it just looks like my husband's getting arrested. It's a weird middle ground where their outfits are kind of recognizable, but I think their animal features to really reinforce the Zootopia. Yeah, I think like if we were to do it, we would do you know, the ears and the tails and stuff. Not to be like, guys, help me plan my couple Halloween outfit, but it's gotten so dark. I think a storm is coming in. Would you do like face paint? Probably not, because face paint's kind of annoying. But I don't know, for like Halloween, I guess because I'm so like cosplay minded. Probably not, but I think for like Halloween, that's like the time that you can, right? None of them wear shoes. I mean, I think if it was like Halloween, I would opt to wear shoes, but it doesn't need to be too crazy. But I don't know. I don't have any like concrete plans for Halloween yet. I don't know if we're gonna go do anything, and we have some young members of the family, so maybe it'd be fun to do like a Halloween thing for the kiddies. Not my kiddies, like nieces and nephews and stuff. Like, I'm old. I am the person who would be giving out candy or taking some child to go trick-or-treating. But I like dressing up was still fun, and it's more fun when you see like the adults also dress up. Hey kids, look at my OC, she's in a Halloween costume. That would be Scooby. Multiple Scoobies. It's weird how out of the Scooby-Doo cast, Daphne is not the popular one. Costumes are fun, they can get a bit expensive. Stuff like, because for Halloween, it's kind of, you just use it for the one day. But I feel like if you don't do it, it's like, you might as well. I think what, like, the cutest trick-or-treater we've ever gotten was, it was like this little, like, young little boy. He was, like, the Dalmatian, or like the firefighter from Paw Patrol. We were giving him his candy, and he, like, turned around. So, because he had a little backpack on, and so like we would like unzip the backpack and like drop the candy, and it was like the cutest. Like, I still think about it. It was just so cute. Like, Paw Patrol is huge. Even in other countries, Paw Paw Patrol's huge. I'll volunteer as Scrappy. I think like more adults kind of like Daphne, and I think more like the more recent iterations have done more with her. Okay, and now we do all the like editing. So sorry, I know it's the canvas is gonna look a little weird, but it's gonna be like making sure the lines that don't need to show are not showing. Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna thunder or rain. If all else fails, just dress up as the opposite sides of a magnet. Hey, try. Oh, that's cute, actually. He's a big nerd. He'd like approve of that, I think. To be ions because magnets are monopoles too. And he'd probably be like, "Oh, well, we should do because we're all playing like Silksong now, so he's a lot taller than me, so he'd be like, I'll be Hornet and you can be the Knight." That could be pretty cute. It actually could. Like, you know, actually, I probably really want to do that. If a dog or cat, they could be a little goober too. I wish. We don't have pets. I would like one. You have them be the little fleas that you have to find in Silksong. Ow! Oh, my costume would be pretty simple. You just need gigantic paper mache heads. Oh, Tuscany. I'm so bad at finding them. I'm like, I don't know how I have not found enough. But I'm really trying. I'm actively trying because they're so cute. got I got my cat one of those stupid hats from a gacha machine, and she hates it. Smiley face. The Chikawa thing. Is it Hachiware or is it one of the other characters? That sounds really cute. I think it's Hachiware, but I'll check. I've just been playing Silksong by basically doing everything possible in an area slowly. I mean, good. That's the way you should be playing. But that's what I'm doing too. Like I'll move forward like a little bit, like, and then I don't know if you guys can hear that. That's my rice cooker. Sorry. My rice cooker plays like a song when it's finished cooking rice. And I never know how loud it is, because it's quite loud for us, but I never know if it gets picked up by the microphone. OMG, that's what your pandas remind me of, Chikawa. Oh, that's a high compliment, because I love Nagano's style. It's all very cute. But yeah, I've been like, I'll get like a new upgrade or a power up, and I'll go back and backtrack like everywhere and look for all the different like rooms I haven't gone into yet. We could hear it. The mic picked it up. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, now you guys know my rice is done, so I will eat after this. Don't worry. I wish mine did that. It would make it cuter. Is it really a rice cooker if it doesn't play a whimsical jingle at the end? I think this is like the first rice cooker I've had that actually played like a really like a long jingle. I've usually just had like a beep or like a kind of a loud click because it's like a switch that goes off and on. But yeah, this was the first one I had that plays a song, and I'm like surprised. I'm always surprised at how long it is. See guys in my lecture who'd watch Silksong speedruns while the professor is talking. I've been playing it like after stream. Like I'll relax by watching by playing Silksong, but unwind, I guess. Haha, pun. But again, as I've said, I like difficult games. I'll put in the flats and maybe we'll just like Satsu. My rice cooker just clunks. The only specialized appliance I use. I mean, if there's one to have, it's a rice cooker. I've had more appliances as the years go by. I have a coffee machine now, and hang on, let me set this up properly so I don't make a mistake. And oops, there's a couple lines I have forgotten to move. I have an air fryer that's not specialized. But yeah, I think coffee maker and rice cooker are my only like specialized appliances, but I use them all the time, so. Oops. Just making sure I get this correct. I'll look at chat. Sorry. Just realizing I've never actually under rice cookered in my life. Mine doesn't sing me cute jingles when they're done. What's your favorite type of rice? I'm a jasmine rice fan. Like long grain rices. Basmati, pretty good. Short grain. I'm very particular about my Japanese rice. I only buy like a certain kind of Japanese rice. Basmati is okay. Jasmine is like the my rice. It also smells so nice. Now that you say coffee machine, I guess I do use a toaster, which is pretty damn specialized. I think but it's like with coffee makers, you can also make different things. In a coffee maker, it doesn't have to just be coffee. And I mean, with rice cookers, you can make like a full meal within a rice cooker. So you can stretch out those appliances, but I guess I never thought about it that way, that like a toaster is pretty specialized. Now, there's a couple lines that I have forgotten to erase, and I just want to make sure and find out where those lines are. Kind of talking before about how sometimes it's hard to see where you've put the lines and what layers. This one. I'm getting so distracted because I think like thunder is rolling in and it just makes this really distracting sound every time. Yeah, I mean, jasmine rice is kind of like the best for curries and Asian food. It's starting to rain. Oh wow, it's really going out there. A storm is coming in. Normal Western rice. Le pain. I hate microwave instant rice. Yeah, everyone I know likes it. I mean, if you're in like university, microwave instant rice can kind of be a lifesaver sometimes, but yeah, I think even early on in university I got a rice cooker. Well, because you can use toast. I mean, if you're European, I don't know how common this stuff is because it's hard to find here too, like bagels and stuff. But, our toaster just kind of just sees bread and sometimes the occasional like Danish or pastry. You can kind of, if it's small enough, you can kind of stuff the pastry in there because it's goes faster than the oven, which our oven takes we have like a small, like one of those drawer ovens, and it takes a really long time to heat up. Does the sweater have a texture like a knit pattern? Yes, it will, but I'll do that in the coloring step, so it's easier to actually like put the main color on. Melon Pop, how I miss you. I am a sucker for I should have put the glasses on a separate layer. This is fine. I just want to make sure I color all the things that need to be colored. And so line art on top of that can interfere. I want to try it. It's so good. I yearn for it. I am, what was I saying? Yeah, I'm a sucker for chocolate chip melon pan. They're always so big too. It's a nice thing. The skin tone is warmer on my tablet monitor than it is on my screen, so I will try to edit it now. Because it's kind of yellowy on my screen and not like a nice kind of warm. But we'll probably just be adjusting colors later anyway. I'm trying to come up with a Lupin fun, but I'm actually unsure what character says Lupin. Well, there's Zenigata, right? Oh wait, no, I don't know. I'm like reading is the text is harder to understand, like what you mean. Ones are also filled with cream are so good. Is melon actually bread or is it a pastry bun? It's just a pastry bun. It's like a sweet bread, but it's very, very fluffy and big, but I think it's not like the flavor. It's called melon pan because it's scored to look like a melon. I think. I don't know, something. I think that's right. Quickly drop in some colors here. Please send Allie your chocolate chip melon pan, guys. Oops. Just make sure all the little gaps are nice and filled in, so you don't have any stray like white pixels at the end. Didn't really need to flip the canvas, but alright, we can just color pick, I think, some of this. Making sure my lines are good, my colors are good, there's no gaps I'm forgetting about. Oh, it's really coming down out there. Glad I took in my laundry yesterday. Cultural osmosis. Is this set up for a joke? Oh, yes, it is. What's Senegata's favorite French food? I don't know. What is Senegata's favorite French food? Hi, I just found your channel and I want to tell you your art is so pretty. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming in, saying such nice comments to me. Thank you. Lupin! I like that. But yeah, thank you, and I will, as I've said before, I will be doing more like clips and like Hololive, Holostars clips and animations and stuff soon, but quite busy this month. So more things will be posted like on Twitter. I always remember she's coded. That's wrong. Her parents may look like Panda, but she's actually the goat. You guys saying that has like seeped into my kind of daily life, so I'll be on Discord, like on voice chat with my friends, and we're talking about games, or you know, like, oh, you know, I got to this part in Silk Song, and this boss is really hard, and I'll be like, yeah, oh, I beat it. I just had to lock in and remember I'm goated. It is raining. Actually, I haven't looked outside at the window and seen how much it's raining, but I can hear it even with my headphones on, so that's something. All this code talk, people are just kidding around. So if you guys haven't discovered by now, I'm a big pun enjoyer. So if you guys make puns, I will really appreciate them. And you know, they kind of, like, puns have to fit the occasion. Don't just send me dad jokes, but I like when they're made. The Allie experience just keeps getting better. We're just doing like flats right now, so I don't need to worry too much about like shading and the colors on the eyes and all that. But let me grab the colors that I planned. And we'll drop them in really quick, like. I feel like the colors are kind of different on the color layers than they are on the sketch. And to just maybe that's too dark, but I feel like this is a little too bright. Can't decide. One's a little more orange to me, and one's a little more like red or maroon, and I kind of like both, and I can't really decide. Have you ever done colors on stream before? I can't seem to remember. I think like maybe once or twice, but I tend to just do like line art and flats. Color a lot because it's kind of the thing that I can do and like multitask for the easiest. But I have figured that I should probably do colors on stream at some point. I kind of like this. Maybe we'll just keep it like that. Because I know a lot of people like my coloring, which is very nice, and I like to hear that. Oops. It's also kind of like the messiest part of the process, so I tend to not do it on stream. I feel like I need to like focus up on it, but I probably should. I always go on for like quite a while by the time I get to coloring, and then I'd want to like I end up just wanting to keep working on it like when I finish stream. But I don't know, like I did plan for another stream tomorrow, and I could work on colors then and do the colors for this tomorrow on stream, or I could play a game, and I can't decide. I haven't decided. I don't want to have too many layers, so I might just combine some. And then we'll do one with kind of everything. All the rest of the stuff. Oh, I don't know what that line is. What the heck is that? Oh, it's the mug, but I think it's better if we just erase that line. And just fill this in. And do the same here. And just have it be kind of big. These colors on this thing, on like the little panda, aren't final. I'm just doing them so I remember it's there. And there we go. Flats are done. It's a Castaway's least favorite shade of red brown. Maroon. I like that. Okay, so the flats are on the character are done. And it'll come together more when the eyes and stuff are done. I don't really want to I tend to leave like everything for the glasses, and not just the line art, but the colors and stuff too, last, because it makes coloring everything underneath, like the skin and the hair, kind of a pain if I have stuff on the front, and then I could just miss stuff when I'm coloring in the back anyway. So I'll save like the frames, or actually I don't know. We could probably do them now. I don't want like a pink gold, rose pink, and rose gold. Like glasses, that'd be kind of cute. Hehehe, heart. Okay. By the way, is your character's lumps on her head hair buns or her ears? Second time we've got this today. No worries though, that's not like calling you out or anything. It's just like, it is like the most common alley cat question. Yeah, like the true answer is whatever is convenient. Kind of the default, the pink alley with the pink sweater and the suspender skirt. I say they are ears. They're so like generally they are panda ears. But they're panda ears that look like hair buns is like the clearest answer I can give. Just to get into it, they were purposely an ambiguous like shampoo from Ranma, circular shapes, because I like that look. Kind of, yeah, like going for like the shampoo look. I think it's cuter, but also because when I was first designing Allie, I could not decide whether I wanted them to be like panda ears or if I wanted them to just be hair buns. So I decided like, well, they could be either. They could be either. The easiest way to think about them is to not think about them. But earring to the audience, panda earring. You're good, Nadia. You're good. These are some good ones. But yeah, like if I think of them more as panda ears, but as you can kind of illustrated by this fall outfit illustration here, I used to have this idea that like there were smaller panda ears like at the core essentially, and then I would like Allie, like the character, would like wrap her hair around them, so it was like hair buns over the panda ears, as a way of like, oh, she can have long hair or short hair depending on how I feel, because everything is kind of based on a convenience of drawing. So in this illustration, like her panda ear / hair bun, this thing here is a little bit smaller because it's meant to be a panda ear, and it'll be like a little fluffy and furry when I color this in. Yeah, and it just sort of leads to the fun stuff. Like, I still like the image of Allie squeezing AirPods into them and hearing from them perfectly fine. Yeah, that's part of our... I don't even want to say lore, because it's not really lore, but I kind of like one stream I like asked this question of, well, do you think Allie would wear headphones like on the hair buns or like around where ears normally are, or like what? And then I came up with the idea that like she would take AirPods and just like shove them into the buns. What is Senigata's favorite French name for an animal? Okay, so yeah, well, I don't know. Please tell me the answer while I set this up. So the flats are done. It's good, and it's getting a little late. And as you guys have heard, my rice has been done for a while, so I need to go like eat that and warm up the rest of my lunch. So I'll take a little break just to get a little more like water, and I'll come back and we'll do our wrap up and our checklist and all the fun little end of stream things. La panda. Well, panda is like not just the French. But yeah, I will be right back. I'll give another. I'll put the BRB stream up again. I'm so sorry that it's a flashbang. I did, as you can tell, like the BRB screen was kind of made in, 30 seconds, and it's really just a white screen. So I'm sorry for flashbanging you, especially for people who might be like watching me or putting my stream up at sleepy time. I'm sorry about that. I guess I never really thought about it like that. What if she stores emergency snacks inside the buns? That has been explored, and yeah, they're like meat bun like carrying cases, and sometimes they are the snacks themselves. And yes, today that they are a beret stand that are holding the berets in place. Yeah, maybe I'll change that PRV screen to have a less offensively bright color. I walked past a window and my hallway, and it's really downpouring. So I'm kind of glad that I hope you guys, I don't know. I don't think you guys can probably like hear the thunder from the microphone, but it's not like super loud, but it's like the rolling, rumbling kind of thunder. Still like the Chio-chan headcanon where she can unscrew them and replace them as needed. I like that too. Yeah, we don't need to do like a really long, well, I say that, but we always kind of end up going into Zatsu territory anyway, but we don't need to do like a super long checklist sort of thing today, but I'll do it because it's a tradition. Let's get one of these bad boys up. Mom put the cocomelon on. And just like that, I'm sat. I'm sat is like sort of new, right? I had to look that up at one point because I understand what it means, but I had to be sure. I was like, does this mean something good or something bad? But yeah, I mean, my rice has been done and I want to eat that rice. I don't even know if there's anything to really put. Like, that's not super obvious, like, finish the drawing. But I want to do... I don't know what I'll do tomorrow. Because I don't know if I want to do a game or if I want to do more, like, color this tomorrow. New BRB screen? Yeah, probably. Eat rice, hydrate, new outfits, Halloween costumes, gaming. Ah, man, because the Night Rain update is like today or tomorrow or something too, right? Because gotta play I'll play Hollow Knight. I mean, gotta play Silk Song, gotta play Night Rain, and then oh boy. Yeah, I'll come up with like... It's a ghost. I tried to draw a ghost. Night Rain. VTuber. Yeah. There's a lot of. So I'm trying to schedule things out so that I can make sure they'll get done in a not awful amount of time. So I think next week, the drawing streams are gonna be probably something for Roberu's birthday, because Roberu's my Oshi, and I need to get something good done. And then kind of right after that is Ruse's birthday. Gotta get something done for Ruse. So the next couple weeks are gonna be, I hope you guys enjoy watching someone struggle over animations for a existing male VTuber, because that's probably what we're gonna be doing next week and the week after. But which is why I'm trying to like maybe fitting in more like fun game streams would be kind of a nice refresher in between that. Because yesterday's game stream was really fun, I think. And I do want to do, you know, visual novel-y kind of things and reading. There's some stuff for October that I think will be fun. Some games and some stories and things like that. And just trying to not like overload myself with things, because I think I'm planning things well, but also because I'm playing games a lot off stream. But I'll see, because today, I mean, my friends and I are planning, this is not a stream thing, but we've been trying to get together to do like a craft night sort of thing, because I'm a craft girly. I love my arts and crafts. I've been trying to get like the guys in my life to get a bit more into it, because they're all like interested in it. They're just not like taking that leap of, you know, it's kind of a hard like entry wall, because you need like materials to do that, whether that's like woodworking or whatever. But and I don't know, I feel like everyone's sort of just been talking about it lately. Like maybe it's all just like this chain reaction, because I think like last week the Bettles did like a Warhammer miniature painting stream, and then Ruse also did like a Gunpla building kind of stream. Hey Scrub. And then kind of at the same time my friends were like, it would be kind of cool to make like Gunpla or like miniatures and stuff. And I was like, guys, do it. So we've ordered some plastic kits and we're trying to all get together and do them. So mine came in. So I've made a couple like plastic models before, but they were never Gundam. I've made Kamen Rider figures from like plastic models. So the one I have now is not a Gundam. It's Hikoru from Kaiju number 8. I'm really excited to make her because I love her. And yeah, I don't make like, it's not because I don't like robots or mech designs. I think they're really cool. It's just the ones I tend to like are more on the expensive side, whereas Gunpla can be like, you know, less than $20. That was a little tangent. That's my tangent for today's little like thing. I feel like people like, I always think more people have done them, but I think it's not too common around nerds to have done, you know, plastic model sort of things. But it's fun, and it's I think it's a lot more accessible than you might think compared to a lot of other, because like I don't know much about Warhammer or anything, but considering like miniatures and like miniature painting, it seems like you need a lot of things just to get started. But I don't really know, like I'm not entirely sure, but just like all the paints and the brushes and the materials, it seems like and like the figure itself, it seems like you need a lot of stuff, whereas compared to like doing Gunpla, you just kind of need the model and then a couple tools that you can just buy in a pretty cheap kit. I did a lot of Gunpla in middle school and high school. They weren't very great, but I had a lot of fun making them. I think I still have an unopened kit back home. Yeah, because you can kind of do it without it being like crazy. And yeah, they don't like if you just kind of do the basic stuff. Even just putting the model together, you'll end up with a pretty nice looking figure still. But you can go pretty crazy with them. Yeah, I don't know if it's just like some recent boom lately that a lot of people just seem to be getting into like Gunpla and miniatures and stuff, but I'm all for it because it's just like crafting is fun. But I ended up was talking about that because I'm like, that might take up a full day for me, so I just want to make sure I'm spacing my things out properly. I'd really like to try the fancy stuff one day, like the paint markers and the clear gloss spray, right? Like, doesn't it looks fun to do, but looks really hard, like complicated, and then you need to get all the materials, and you kind of need a, like, for some of them, you kind of need a safe place to do it because, you know, it needs to be well ventilated. So some people like, do some of the part of their painting, like primer and stuff, like outside. But I'm not too well versed on that kind of stuff. But it seems cool. It seems fun. I don't know. Maybe I'll go find my like Common Writer ones and show you guys because I don't do too much crazy stuff with it anyway. I do like panel lighting, and that's the most. And I do. But yeah, maybe if you guys are interested, give it a shot and let me know. Or some other kind of crafting thing. Whittle. I don't care. But yeah, I just started talking about that because I was thinking about what I need to do in the next couple of days and how that might take up a full day for me. Because the rest is all just gonna be drawing hollow stars all day. And things for Allie. But yeah, I will decide what I, yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for always saying thank you. I've, run out of tea and now my voice is paying for it. But I will decide later in the next couple hours if I want to do another drawing stream tomorrow or if I want to do a game stream. And I'll post about it. I'll make the room as usual. And, yeah. Thanks for coming in, guys, and watching and chatting with me, asking questions. It was really kind of fun to give some kind of art advice this stream. I hope it was okay. And watching me draw and keeping me company. And I plan to do another stream tomorrow. If anything comes up, I'll let you know. But yeah, thanks again. It was fun. And have a good day. Have a good night. Wherever time zone you're in. Skali-sama. Yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow, I think. Arigatou gozaimashita. Mata ne. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you.